Today on Behind the Mountain, life, the universe, and everything else.
Welcome to the season 2 finale.
You are now behind the mountain.
So this is Lyndon's final episode on Behind the Mountain as a co-host. But yeah, it's been fun, and thank you for being on the show with us and giving us your epiphany moments and your what's the word I'm looking for? Your outlook in life and the universe.
Brilliant. Yeah, you know, it's been great. Like, we had a lot of fun. We spoke about some really cool stuff. Explored some cool things. For me, it was a big thing because, like, I've got a bit of a introverted side. So getting in front of the camera, or even like when I get on stage and I play with my band, it's quite hard for me to like talk to the crowd. But with you make me feel quite comfortable, and I can say what I feel, and you know, it's almost like the camera's not even here.
Yeah, we learned a lot this season. Also, like our formula and what we want to do, and I think what we're doing is cool. We want to keep. I think the games have been fun. Like we want to definitely do more of that, and like the taste test. The coffee one, I thought was gonna be like a boring one, but people seem to like it. You know.
With your coffee,
your coffee, and you with your town knowledge. So yeah, and like I said, it was fun. It was very.
And don't forget the barbie shop. That was great. That was great. A lot of fun.
So what are you planning to do from here out? What is your plan?
So you know, obviously times are weird. You know, at the moment. You know, there's a lot of business type of things that are going down. Obviously, my main profession is working in the film and video production field. So I'd really love to like produce and stuff like that. So I'm still hoping on a couple of opportunities to come through. But at the moment, I'm really trying to push my music.
That's nice.
As well.
That's cool.
So I'm really passionate about it.
You should show us. You should give us like a quick clip that we can play now. So that's Lyndon. What's your band's called? Tell us about your band.
We're called Terrarium.
Terrarium, nice.
So basically the name is about, I mean, if you don't know what a terrarium is, it's one of these confined spaces in glass, and you usually have like animals or plants that grow in them. And the whole concept behind it is like this hostile environment on the outside, but within the controlled environment of the terrarium, you can nourish and grow yourself into things.
That's cool. I feel like we've done so many episodes, but we still need to remember to look at the cameras. But that's cool. That's really cool. And like, you want to pursue this, especially this music career of yours as well as your film producing side.
Yeah, you know, I think as human beings, you know, often people judge you on certain things, you know, what they see. But the fact of the matter is that most of us have more than one side to ourselves, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I'm all about that, you know. Jack of all trades, master of some.
That's fun. So, that's cool. Also, like, how did you get into doing what you do though? Like, talk us through your.
So the music or the film stuff?
I think everything. Like, let's start with your film stuff, because that's like your bread. You know how you make your.
So I remember when I was back in high school, this guy came to come visit the school, and he was asking everybody like, so what career do you think you're gonna be doing? And he's like quite a successful guy, and I think he worked in advertising or something like print advertising or photography or something like that. And so I put my hand up. I was like, I'm gonna be a director. I'm gonna be a film director. And he was like, you want to be a rich bitch? And I was like, and he like put me on the spot. But you know, like even back then, I was about 14. I kind of knew that I wanted to work in video production. So you know, I collect all the cutouts, the Quentin Tarantino things.
Oh yeah.
Fifth Element was like one of my favorite films. I'm really giving my age away. Yeah, that was a great film. You know, so the Jurassic Parks, like, I always had a big taste for sci-fi and great film production, great dialogue and stuff like that. So I went to university after school. I studied in the film production stream, and I did script writing.
Okay, cool.
And then after varsity was when all the
hard
lessons started happening.
I feel like that's the same with us. Like, they always, you know, you see the reason. So let me talk about my background as well. Then. Yeah, so how did I start with filmmaking? I think my dad's obviously in the film industry, and like growing up I always saw him do these videos, and like it always inspired me. But at first I didn't really want to do that. I think I was very much into nature, you know. It's weird. Like dinosaurs was a big passion of mine. That's why Jurassic Park was such a big influence on me as well. But I feel like I first wanted to do become a zookeeper. That was my first.
A
A zookeeper. And then I was like, I don't know. And then paleontology was also one.
Ooh.
And then I went more into the biology field. And then I looked at my physics marks in high school, and I was like, nah, I don't think I can do this. But also my dad got me a camera for my birthday one of the years, and then I started making these short films on my with my cousin, and it was still like, you know, you pretend like there's bullets coming out. It was so, we used to do like these random like skit videos, also almost like parodies as well of like the Lord of the Rings would make like a little thing. I don't know if I want to share the links to those videos, but the dark web, it is online. I think it's private.
Somewhere hidden in the dark web somewhere.
Actually, I think I'll make it public, and then I'll post the link down, and you can check that out. That's how I started, you know, getting the passion for film. And then I think in high school as well, always like Abdo was, I don't know, always came up like, because I just googled one day school universities, and then I went to the UCT Open Day. Where you were at UCT.
I was at UCT, yeah.
So, and you said it's very like theory based there. So someone told me that it's very.
You gotta look for. I'm not sure how it is now. Maybe
it is still theory. Yeah.
But you know, obviously it being a university, like they focus a lot on your essay writing. So it's a lot to do with writing, and it's cool because I love writing. I write every day.
And that was also what. So I chose Avda, and then I went there, and then it was also very different because we also had so much theory. We had to write like so many essays on like, obviously what do they call it? The ETB structure is this thing they talk about with your film. So it's like a 10-act structure in your film. We need to have like a climax and a what do you call it, inciting incident and all of these things, and they teach you this. And that's very different to real life. But then I also discovered I went there wanting to do directing and directing films and stuff. Because I also wanted to be a director, and then I was like, no, but I feel like directing is something that you kind of born with it almost, but you can learn learn how to perfect it. But at the same time, so then I was also interested in VFX. And I was like, I know nothing about this.
Say it's awesome at VFX.
And I'd rather, thank you, like Lyndon's awesome at editing. I haven't seen you direct anything yet. So I'm keen to see that.
Yeah, I'm biding my time. You know, it's like I studied script writing at university as well. So it's kind of like I feel like I'm not ready for it yet. You know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I want to be doing what I'm really interested in right now is being a producer. So tell me a bit about your films that you did at Varsity. I saw some of his Zaid's films, and they're really great. Like visually, the pop of the visual is just beautiful, and the composition, the shots, the concepts. I really, when I saw those, I was like, that was that was our third year film. Our first year films were horrible. So like they start off with. It's also very practical at the same time. I know I said there was a lot of essays, but there is a lot of you do a film every term basically. So the first years were really bad. I remember my first film that I directed, like because you get to choose subjects. So the first year I chose directing, and then I obviously went on to VFX from there. But it was literally about a boy who has to face his fears and then take out the trash. And like it is so weird because I'm like, okay, so who's your villain? And I was like, what? Like, nah, this boy just has to take out the trash and he's afraid of the dark. And that was the story. And it was weird because like people were like, oh yeah, who's the antagonist? And you know, people were like, this is literally, you get into film school, everyone's like, okay, so this film we're gonna make, it's very Edgar Wright slapstick comedy, man. We're gonna do it like Edgar Wright style. You're literally just hearing everyone just pumping all the film stuff they just know, and they think they're like, okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go with a very, you know, Tarantino boot open thing. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's gonna be cool. And then when the actual film comes out, it's like, this is shit. But needless to say, that film was horrible. But it is fun. It is fun. You know, you learn. Learn. I think this is something that's key. You know, it's like in life. Because now we're talking about life, the universe, and everything else. In life, you know, that you're obviously going to get failures in your life. You know, exactly. we've all had them. You know, we've all had those bad moments and things that happen. Yeah. But they're great. If you can either be sunk by those moments, or you can choose to learn from it, because they're amazing learning experiences.
And then the learning experiences make you create the great works. Like our final film, I'm very proud of. It's called Golf. There's a link down below as well. Which is why I actually chose this group, because it's a very like sci-fi driven. Which is what I really enjoy. Sci-fi driven film. It's about like this girl who, and it also talks about some, like, there's a deep metaphor underlying about the refugee crisis. So it's about this girl who goes onto this planet, and she basically she's forced to conform to a group of aliens, and if she doesn't do that, she's obviously outcasted, and it's very like a hostile planet, and they believe in this gemstone, which is obviously what I had to create with VFX, and it was fun. It's really cool, and that was the reward, I guess, at the end of the day. How did you find it being like a color, you know, a person of color in the industry, and like, do you know what I mean? Like for me, it was either my school was basically just white people and like black people, so it was kind of like, you know what I mean, there was like probably like 5, maybe like 6 Cape Malay coloreds, and then like a dozen colored people, and out of like a group of like 300 people, and I found this very interesting. You know, you're in between, you know, so you have, I think that at the same time you can take advantage of that because you have stories to tell that no one really knows of, you know, and I feel like if I had done directing, I feel like I would have done that, you know, speak about stories that only we know about and we want to show the world almost. And I feel like that's a big advantage, which people make it a disadvantage because but I feel like it's something special that we have.
I think it is kind of like having a special power in a way, you know, being able to transition between different cultural settings, you know. So it's weird in a way because I feel like I didn't always get the opportunities I feel like I maybe should have gotten, I guess. So I feel like in some instances I had to work extra hard to be noticed, and stuff like that. And the industry it's a lot about like who you know. Obviously you got to have a certain skill level and come with that.
People say you don't have to go to, you don't. I still believe that if you want to do directing, you don't need film school. If you want to do something practical like VFX or editing or sound, I would suggest going to school. But like, I feel like it's more about the connections you make. That's the important part about going to like a school where people are all, you know, you connect with one another and you meet people that have the same sort of ideologies or beliefs, or like not just interests, you know, and you kind of make that connection and that whole production pipeline that you kind of find, you know. Like I still today, I if I need a sound guy, I'm like, okay, I can message this guy. If I need an editor or a cinematographer, I can message these people, you know, because you kind of
that sounds really advantageous. I mean, because a lot of the guys that I worked with, most of them, first of all, a lot of people kind of dropped out of our course, because, you know, I guess because, you know, you think film and you think of all these glamorous things, and then you get to UCT and then you got to write a bunch of essays. So and then you still we've got a thing called the production stream there, which you have to apply for and get into.
Okay.
So I got into that, but I was in script writing. I wasn't in the production. So I learned all my production skills after varsity.
Okay. That's cool.
Like on the job. So but that's different to you because now you've got all these guys who are going into these areas, and you know, you already have a burgeoning network that's operating out there in the world, which is advantageous, you know. So maybe that's
the community is so small in Cape Town, like the film community. That's like with you, if you get thrown in the deep end, you quickly make contacts and you quickly you know, find your feet. And I guess also it's like years apart. You have how long have you been in the industry now? You don't want to share? Lyndon's old guy. But yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like, I don't know. It's all about just making your way downtown. What are your favorite films though? Like top 3 favorite films?
Ooh, I gotta say, I love The Matrix, man. Like,
The Matrix.
The Matrix is just like such a mind altering film, you know. Where's this amalgamation of all these different influences all over the filmic universe, you know, anime.
They're also making a new one, if you're excited for that one.
Yeah, of course, the Wachowski sisters, love them.
Wachowski sisters?
Yeah. Didn't you know they're transgender?
Really?
Yeah.
What? That's cool. That's gonna be like, so the first one was Wachowski brothers. Do they still keep that title? And now it's Wachowski.
We're gonna have to see.
They've
made a few films since.
You kind of say the pre-Matrix films.
I kind of really love Annihilation.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this film.
It's a Netflix film with Natalie Portman.
Yeah, so you like deep into the sci-fi.
Oh man, it's everything for me. I love sci-fi. What else? Give me some. I have to think.
Okay, so
it's a very hard question.
Like I always get this because I always ask people what are your favorite films. I think Star Wars definitely without a doubt. Like
Which one?
All of them. The thing is, it's all of them together because it's more of the story that I like, the whole arc, you know, not the whole arc, the whole timeline of Star Wars, you know, it's just the universe that's been created. For me, it's more like, I'm like those people that's like, they can create anything, they can milk the shit, they can make a Star Wars story about the guy who was shown for 5 minutes in the canteen, and I would watch it because it's not about the characters for me as much as the universe. I'm more interested in the universe, basically.
And the gaming universe
and
as well.
That's
Fits
why,
nicely the gaming universe as well.
That's why I don't care like about the recent Star Wars got a lot of hate. You know, what's it, Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and what is that one? Something.
There
You
was
see, I don't even remember.
There was Solo and.
But those were the latest in the
block.
Yeah.
So I really like the first one that came out. The is it the Force Awakens? The first one. I think it's
the Force Awakens.
the first
but
one.
That was a rehash. That was a rehash though, completely of A New Hope, and like that's fine. Like I don't care.
Like the thing is,
that's how much of a Star Wars fan I am.
I thought it was great. I thought it was a really great film. And I thought it was actually really cool that they kind of rehashed it. But the problem was that they needed to take it somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then Rey ended up being very whiny in the second one.
And also, there's very forced that she became a Palpatine. Oh, spoiler. Spoiler alert. I think it's also very like forced that she's a Palpatine and like that whole arc of her as well. But I feel like story-wise, A New Hope definitely. You didn't know that?
I haven't seen it. I watched the second one.
And you're not a Star Wars. Apparently, it's not a. You can't feel bad if it's like after a year of when it comes out or something like that. The spoilers.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. You should have watched it if you were an actual Star Wars fan.
I like they lost me. They lost me in the second one. Always the first one of the block that I liked, you know. So Phantom Menace was great because
that's the most hated one.
I loved it because I'm a huge martial arts fan. I love Bruce Lee. I love Jackie Chan, Jet Li. Those guys. Even that guy.
Are they in the Phantom Menace?
Tony Jaa. No, they're not. But just to explain, like in the Phantom Menace when they had their lightsaber fights, those are the best lightsaber
it really went
fights.
Up in like the.
I think the two best lightsaber fights were in Empire Strikes Back, and
Revenge of the Sith, the whole 15-minute fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin.
They killed it on the Phantom Menace. You know.
Lord of the Rings was the second as well.
I love Lord of the Rings. A film I watched the other day was Tolkien.
Really, it's good.
It's amazing.
I always see it, but I've never.
I'm really into languages, so you know I'm learning Esperanto and I can speak Spanish now.
Nice. Okay, now you need to speak give a whole explanation about Lord of the Rings, but in Spanish.
Lord de los Anillos es una película muy espectacular, es brillante. He's my sign language interpreter over here.
I was like, that's gonna help you like with subtitles. I enjoy like sci-fi, fantasy. Jurassic Park, you said as well. Yeah, that Jurassic Park is amazing for me. Like even watching it now, like all of these films, when I watch it, it feels so surreal that they can create something so like magical. I think because it takes you out to this world and it's like. You know what I mean? It's weird.
I'm still a sucker for the old school set type of things. You know, like everything that these days they shoot on green screen a lot. So I feel like it takes a lot of soul out of the way the films are made. Like it's hard for the actors to go and talk to a green mannequin or something. You know what I mean? So, and that's the way the old Star Wars was shot. It was like they paid so much attention to the sets, and they had Jim Henson doing the puppetry and like
Jurassic Park as well, like on the set, with the hurricane coming in and like everything. That's all like real. You know what I mean?
So I kind of Jurassic Park's a weird one because you know they in more recent years they discovered that dinosaurs actually have feathers.
Yeah, but they're not dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. They're called monsters. It's a monster film. They even say it, I think, in the film. They're like, these aren't dinosaurs. And I feel like that's what's so cool about it. Is you don't need to worry about that. Like, they look cool and I feel like...
But one of them did have a little bit of...
Yeah, Jurassic Park 3, they tried to incorporate the feathers in the Velociraptors. Which is cool, actually. They had these, like, frills on them. I don't know, but I like the way they look now. The way they designed them for the park. I feel like that's the big difference. They're not dinosaurs, they're monsters.
So I feel like we've spoken a lot about sci-fi.
Yeah, exactly.
We're obviously sci-fi nerds, but let's take a look at different genres and then pick our favorite films in each genre.
What is your favorite? Let's start with comedy.
Comedy.
And
comedy.
why?
I like Paul Rudd a lot. You know, so something like I Love You, Man.
Paul.
He's the
He's an actor.
yeah, he's
Oh.
an actor.
I'm so bad with names, but if I see their face, eh?
Ant-Man.
Oh, Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I really liked Extras. Have you seen Extras? Ricky
Mm-mm.
Gervais. Oh, that's brilliant.
What is it about?
It's about the film world. It's like
Really?
he's an actor. He's an aspiring actor, and it's really cringy. It's like super cringy. I mean, that's his style, you know.
Hmm.
But it's brilliant. It's shot beautifully. Like all the segue links are like it's like the cinematic thing. It's like you see the camera gliding through, and it's like this
nice.
scene, and like Kate Moss is in there, and all these big actors and
You
stuff.
see, I don't know them, but
And did
if I type in Kate Moss, and I'll be, oh, okay.
Kate Moss was Kate Winslet. Sorry, Kate Moss is the other person. She's a model. Kate Winslet from Titanic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, she was in one episode, and
That means it's old, okay.
yeah, it's kind of it's oldish, but it's brilliant. So comedy, yeah. Give what's your comedy?
You see, series comedies come to mind, like The Office, probably. And I only got into this year, because I always see these memes about The Office, and then this year I just binged it all, and it was as good as people say. Like the humor is just. I wish I was watching it when it came out. I feel like because it doesn't age that well, but it's quite up there. And with the films, I like films like Borat. You know, it's I feel like those type of films.
Ali G. He's brilliant. Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah.
He's got something new coming
Like
out
the
soon, I think.
dictator, Borat. I love his films actually.
Yeah,
Like
he's
thinking
good.
about it, it's always just exciting to watch. And
You know they were gonna cast him as Freddie Mercury in
Really?
in thing,
Oh,
but then the band was like the band
no,
vetoed
no.
it. They were just like, no.
I'm glad. What else? Horrors.
Ooh, The Mist. One time.
Haven't seen it. I must write all
Stephen
these
King.
down.
Stephen King, The Mist. Oof. So it's like bone chilling, man. Like
Nice.
it's but it's kind of sci-fi. It's sci-fi horror, you know.
Mm.
So there's that again.
Insidious. Have you seen Insidious? Where they go into this world with like the spirit world. So it's basically a father who loses his son to the world. Like he basically gets, his soul gets out of his body, and then he has to go get his soul and find the son in this
Okay.
world. I don't forgot what it's called, but I haven't seen it in a while. But there's this demon in there that's just so cool. In a creepy way, obviously. What is your favorite superhero movie?
I really loved Batman Begins.
Is that the one with the Joker?
No, the one before the Joker. I really liked the Joker one, but there were some problems with it. Like I felt like editing wise, it wasn't as tight as it could have been, and the sound wasn't so
The
great.
Heath Ledger one.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I
but
love
Heath Ledger was amazing.
Mm.
But I think just overall, as a
Oh, yeah,
strength
yeah.
of a film, it was lacking a bit for me.
Mm.
Even
What-
though it was excellent. It was a great follow up. But Batman Begins, because they really captured that raw grittiness in the
Mm.
making of Batman, and Christian Bale was great, except for the voice.
What did you watch the Joker though?
I haven't seen the Joker yet.
You should check that out.
I'm
If you like
just
the
checking.
raw grittiness,
Yeah.
it's even more. I think it's the most
I'm
So
Check
dark
it.
so far away from
a
the
superhero.
universe.
Mm.
Almost. It's really like
It's really real.
psychological.
Mm.
Really.
That's really the way Batman is supposed to be, though. It's supposed to
Mm.
be very psychological.
Have you seen the new one with Robert Pattinson?
Mm.
Vengeance. Something like that. He says,
Has that come out already?
no, but there's a trailer. You should check it out.
I don't like trailers.
Super film.
I don't like trailers. I feel like trailers are the ultimate spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, you told me
I
that.
don't,
I
I
don't
don't,
know
it's
if
like
yeah,
I don't like.
I like watching
don't like
trailers,
it.
but not when it's closer to the time. Do you know what I mean? So I won't watch the Batman one again, if that makes sense, because it kind of like will spoil it. Then it will spoil it. But now I forgot everything about it. I just know I enjoyed the trailer. I really like Deadpool. I think Deadpool was fun.
Deadpool was great.
It's just fun.
It
It's
was
mindless
so
fun. Like you
funny.
could go into the cinema. I went into the cinema and I was just like, this is good.
They broke
Like,
so many
I don't-
filmic conventions in it.
Exactly.
Like,
It's
and
just,
that
it
was-
was really good.
It was great.
You must check out this film called Turbo Kid. It's like one of those B-grade films. So it's basically, it's so bad, but it's so good at the same. Like actually check it out, Turbo Kid. It's about this boy in a post-apocalyptic world,
Okay.
and he has to fight off these humans. But like the situations that he gets himself in, and the way it's made is actually quite good. Like but you can see this. It's low budget. Like I don't know what something's about it. Like it's an uncanny valley between a good film and a really really bad film. Favorite anime? You watch anime?
I don't watch so much anymore.
Mm.
I wish I watched more, but I need one to latch onto.
So
But
like-
I think definitely Attack on Titan.
Yeah, everyone
I mean,
says
it's-
that. Like mine
it's
also, it's really
brilliant.
good.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
And I like the Studio Ghibli films, which are like Disney Japanese Disney.
I really
Spirited Away. That's Studio Ghibli.
That's
and,
brilliant. Princess Mononoke, old one.
My Neighbor
Timeless.
Totoro. Yeah. those ones. I feel like every anime starts off like this, so it's like an open picture. It's like an open every action like anime, an open battlefield, okay, with like a flag in the distance. Create the scene and like battle helmets everywhere, and then you just hear like a girl's voice going. Wait, let me go to the mic. And then out of nowhere, a guy on a horse. Oh, and there's a whole action scene.
And someone's
Yeah.
head must get
Yeah.
chopped off like dismembered.
Yeah, that's a Japanese anime. It's
brilliant.
anime scene.
just to kind of bring it all together, you know. I think what my life, what I really want to make my life more about is like doing some really cool creative projects and kind of hopefully getting a bit of prosperity from that, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, like we did like our little lockdown movie.
Yeah, that
and
was
stuff
fun.
today
That was really
together.
Yeah.
You guys should check that out. Link here below.
I feel like we haven't actually spoken about how we do the show as well.
yeah.
So-
Okay. Let's do that.
Behind the
We should
Mountain.
post the movie on our channel.
On our channel, yeah, definitely.
Because I mean, it's the video.
That would be cool. But yeah, how do we start the show? So obviously that's Behind the Mountain started in the bedroom, my home. I just wanted to do stuff.
Maybe
Um,
rephrase that one.
This is really magic.
nah, I'm not gonna rephrase it. That's what happened. Yeah, and then I feel like we just grew from there. We're not. No, Lyndon, stop. But yeah, and then we just started. So how we do it now is we have a write-up session and we just come up with ideas and stuff, and then we do the filming, and it's literally on the spot with the topic at hand in mind. That's how we've done most of it. And then obviously there's ones that Sarah, we let Sarah like do her own, like in terms of if there's a game where we need to guess something like the coffee or the essay towns, and then the fourth will get involved and well, the fourth was always involved with the writing and stuff like that. And then we shoot it, and it's been fun. It's been a cool process.
It's been really cool.
And then obviously we'll edit. We edited the few in advance, so the episode you see that we're shooting now, you'll probably get like in a few weeks' time.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Thanks for being on the show.
Like
man.
it's been awesome. It's been really cool. Like having a platform to have my thoughts materialize into the digital space.
And like we said, this was like a cool way to see how things will be, you know, how things are going and how a show works. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like a playground.
Digital playground.
A digital playground. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe, share, and stay behind the mountain. We'll probably take a quick break for the next season to come out. Yeah, and but we'll be posting maybe updates and stuff like that. It's cool. See you soon. Chippa-da-da-da. Thanks for watching. Yeah, stay
Sexy.
stay safe,
And
stay behind the mountain. Bing. One more for the gears.
What do we do?